What is up, motherfuckers?
What is up on what fucking day is it?
Fucking hell, it's a Thursday night.
Thursday? I thought it was Wednesday. That just tells you what kind of day I've had.
Exactly. And obviously, it's an important day. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got all gussied up.
Yes, you're looking fantastic, brother.
Well, at 9:30 tonight, following the Shred, I'm going to have Jason Brooks, Jason Voorhees himself, on Reaper's Underground, which was an interview that got moved from yesterday because of some little bit of conflict there, so we were able to rebook him. So,
that's
if
fantastic.
Wait, what's that?
It's fantastic. You're able to just push it over a night instead of having to completely reschedule.
Yeah. Luckily, he's pretty flexible, but for the fact that Vengeance 2 Bloodlines is out right now, he's doing all kinds of interviews. So
yeah,
we were lucky to not have to push it way back because I wanted to make sure we did it before Halloween.
Sure.
So the last time we left off on this piece of shit, we were going through the 66 top albums of the 2010s decade. And fucking horrible has it been. So bad that we had to chop it up into 2 parts. Or is it 3 parts?
3.
3? Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. All right. So before we get into that, though, let's take a quick commercial break from our horror brothers over there in the UK. I'm talking about Poison Valley Clothing.
Check it out.
Allahu Akbar.
That's right. Oh, and you can now see that I'm way horny over here. All right. We got the lights to work in my fucking favor. Kyler, what's happening, brother? Good to see you. That's right. If you're looking for the latest in horror apparel, as far as anything that is customized just the way you like it or want it, definitely check out Poison Valley Clothing on Facebook, as their website is still being worked on. Hopefully the .com will be here soon. That's right. The Devil Daddy is in full effect this evening.
Hell yeah.
All right. All right. So let's jump back into this fucking horror fest of assery, known as the 66 top albums of the 2010s. 33, we have one of the all-time great thrash bands from the era of thrash in the 80s, early 80s to mid 80s, as death metal started to take over once we got to 1990. Anthrax, For All Kings. This was a 2016 record. Ooh, excuse me. And it's nice to see a band with such critical acclaim coming back in today's, mosh pit of different fucking metal genres and still kicking ass.
Sure.
So it says here, it felt good to have the classic Anthrax back on the long-promised and finally delivered Worship music in 2011. So this wasn't their first effort in this decade. It's actually their second. But it said, but what felt even better was the wholly reinvigorated Anthrax that pushed nostalgia aside on For All Kings 5 years later. This collection of songs was much more suited for Joey Belladonna, who took things in a highly melodic, hook-driven direction across songs such as Monster at the End and the Arena or the arena-ready breathing lightning. Now, here's the thing. They're basically leaving out the part that Joey wasn't on the 2011 record.
Yeah.
So that means they were still working with the other lead singer who took his place for a very long fucking time. So far, nothing too much bad here other than it just talks about vocals.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the guys?
Exactly.
Where's the bass? Where's the guitar? What the hell? No drums. We're talking about Charlie fucking Benante, one of the best fucking thrash drummers there ever was. And they ain't mentioning a damn thing. All they want to talk about is how it sounds now that Joey's back in the band. Well, guess what? Everybody out there in Three Witches Land. Motherfucking Joey Belladonna was not the only part of this band. So, you guessed it, JD's fucking dick ass decided to write this piece of trash. So we're gonna move on. So all you really need to know is that record is great, especially if you are a fan of Anthrax. Moving on to number 32. Aha.
My page
Got any
refreshed.
familiarity with this one there, Gangis?
My page refreshed again. I'll get there in a minute.
All right. Oh, well, you guessed it. JD took a stab at this one, too.
All right, 32. Oh, boy. All right.
So we're talking
about
Slave.
Enslaved, and the album title is Axioma Ethica Odini.
Correct.
Hey, I'm doing all right. Oh, you motherfucker.
And then just like that, there it went. It's so fucking bad it ran from its own stench.
Yeah. This page is just not working for me tonight at all. What the fuck?
Stupid technology. Ruff, ruff.
Legit.
I warned you all years ago not to do that.
Yeah, it's like the page refreshes by itself, and then my scroll bar is
No
not
worries.
refresh it.
I can take this one. It's all good. Let's see here. So I would totally do that, brother. Most definitely. Thank you, Kyler, once again. All right. The greatest joy of being an enslaved fan is the consistent expectation of something fresh, different, and challenging with each new record. What in the fuck does that have to do with
no idea?
Nothing at all. So it goes on to say a beacon of progression and a wellspring of creativity, Enslaved and their 21st century output have been stunning, and the Norwegians kicked off the 2010s with this record. Only because I don't want to say that record because I'm going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
It says, after the riff-heavy and hook-intense run and the dreamscapes of Vertebrae. Now, we're talking about Norwegian metal. Norwegian metal is not known for being pretty or, I don't know, poppy, mainstream, whatever you want to call it. So for them to say dreamscapes of the song Vertebrae, what's so dreamy about it? Because I got to tell you, this is one heavy, heavy fucking record. It's awesome. Just, I don't know, if you want to bash your fucking brains into a door, this is the record for you. So don't ask me why they would consider this, the riffs of that tune, to even come close to being dreamscapes.
I have no idea what they were thinking.
Definitely sounds like some dick writing here on this particular one. And it says the group reforged their black metal foundation. Hello, what is Norway known for?
Exactly.
Fucking hell, the band has always been black metal and always will. Just because fuck around with some tempos and try a little bit of different songwriting, it still doesn't change the fact of the riff-licious Satan invocating and bringing him up from the abyss in every one of their songs.
Exactly.
It says, cutting it with, now this will get you, swaths of vintage prog keys. What the fuck is a swath?
I believe the word is probably supposed to be swath, but that still doesn't really work.
Okay, swaths or what? Are we basing a fucking turkey? What in the utter fucking blue hell? Okay, even my third eye's like, bitch. Okay, just say that it has really good, eerie, maybe like, symphonic even kinds of keys, right?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. This is why we hate JD. Those of you that have been watching the show, obviously, you know that we cannot stand this motherfucker because everything he writes makes no sense.
Exactly.
And it says the most dynamic interplay between the snarling grit of bassist singer Gretel Jetson. I can't really say that name. And since departed keyboardist singer Herbrand Larson. Now, do you not realize that they only mentioned two guys?
That's kind of messed up.
So, when you're trying to explain to motherfuckers out there what the record is like, you only mention two of the band members? Oh,
you can't do that.
If Peter Steele was here right now, he would be going,
just like this.
Again and again. And then probably call him, shut the fuck up, jerk-off. Oh, man. Okay. Let us move on in this diatribe of chicanery.
Mm-hmm. All right. Up next, number 31, we have Knocked Loose, A Different Shade of Blue. So I'm guessing I've probably heard some of the shit off this album since I saw them live earlier this year, but they were nothing special. I was not impressed.
So would you say that they were able to replicate their album live?
Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't get over how much I didn't like them.
Well, at least you're being honest. I mean, come on. There are tons of people out there that fucking love certain bands. But man, when they see them live, it's a whole different ball of wax.
I mean, okay, they were better than the other opener for Avatar, but they were still not great. I couldn't get over how much I didn't like their singer. But anyway, let's see what these people have to say about it.
Yes, this guy goes by the name of PT.
Ooh. That's probably code for JD.
What must be his name?
See, after the scene-wide impact of the band's 2016 debut Laugh Tracks, some Knocked Loose fans might have anticipated a sophomore slump from the metalcore torchbearers from Oldham County, Kentucky. But the outfit, marked by vocalist Brian Garris's unmistakable scream shouts, wasn't about to rest on their laurels.
What's a laurel?
I thought it was a type of flower, but that's all I know.
Yeah. I don't know. The first thing that came to my mind was Laurel and fucking Hardy, but that's okay. Resting on their laurels. Okay. Brilliant.
Instead, 3 years later, the quintet harnessed a precise hue of millennial doom to paint the 12 grave tracks that illustrate 2019's A Different Shade of Blue. Perhaps none more indicative of their generation's drift than an album centerpiece Guided by the Moon, when Garris angrily points to the tragic climax waiting for us all.
So they
My brain hurts after trying to read that.
I'm sorry. All I heard was metalcore to Doom suddenly?
They are nothing like Doom at all. No.
Did they just fucking shit on the great Doom bands of the last 20 years? Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. That was horrible.
Fuck. No way.
Nothing really about that band at all.
And I really, really dislike the fact that he's saying that their generation's drift to a more doomier sound, I think is complete bullshit. Now, is it popular? Is it the greatest thing going in the underground? Absolutely, because anyone and everyone that loves any type of metal always has love for Doom, you know?
Right.
So if he's trying to say, like, you know, yeah, they were a once great metalcore band, now all of a sudden they went a doomier route. That sounds like to me they sold out because it was the thing to do. So if that's the case, fucking posers. Cannot fucking stand it. You started out one, you can progress, you can get better as a band, but change your whole fucking sound just to remain popular, I think is bullshit.
Agreed. That is garbage.
And besides, you didn't even like them.
No, I didn't. I was not impressed at all.
Right. Now that's really interesting because a really, really good doom metal band is at number 30.
Oh boy.
And we're talking about Yob. Yob is a anonymous name in the underground doom scene. A lot of people just kind of, you know, nicely put it as Y-O-B, but it's really Yob is their name. Clearing the path to ascend can easily be considered one of the most important doom albums of the 2010s. Absolutely true.
For sure.
This album is groundbreaking in the doom scene as it came in 2014. And it's just one of those records that everybody could just get down to. And that's something they don't really, most people don't realize. Doom metal bands, doom stoner, sludgy bands, it's like got crossover, totally crossover capabilities with fans. Kyler, that is Y-O-B, Yob.
Sorry.
And if you like doom metal, you gotta check this record out. It's a banger. Let's see. Unlike your typical doom opus, fuck off. I hate it when they use terms like that. It says the record seamlessly blends progressive, psychedelic, and blues elements to create a multi-dimensional vibe that transcends genres. Well, that was the most intelligent fucking thing I've heard yet.
Except, you know, that's kind of what Doom does, isn't it?
Yeah, I have to agree. Some of it is like a little bit, I don't know, what do you call it? Whimsical. Everyone says that about every fucking doom band these days. But if you didn't know who Yob was, it definitely describes it. They're progressive, psychedelic, so you got a lot of 60s, 70s element, and then blues, just like Sabbath. So you kind of have an idea of what you can expect. Now, let's see if they actually say anything about the damn album.
Probably not.
Even more impressive is the vocal delivery by Mike Scheidt. His deep and guttural moments are just as effective as his bone-chilling crooning, further lending to the album's metamorphic vibes. Did you learn anything out there in Three Witches Land?
What the fuck does that have to do with the song?
I'm almost speechless over this one.
Yeah.
All they talked about was the fucking singer.
Yeah.
Why can't we hear anything about the guitar riffs? Why can't we hear anything about the bass or the drums? Or, even if they could have even compared it to like any efforts done by other famous fucking bands. It's
Right.
like, who the fuck writes like this? Just ass.
That one wasn't
Ass
even
up.
JD.
Huh?
That one wasn't even fucking JD.
He must have been licking his taint to get that one pushed out. What the fuck? No. Beebs for days. Next. Yeah, we'll do this one, and then we'll do another quick commercial break.
All righty.
I'll let you take this one.
What's that?
I say you can definitely take this one.
All right. Up next, you have Napalm Death, and the album is 2012's Utilitarian. All right. I mean, grindcore is not really totally my thing.
They're not grindcore.
Well, the review says they are.
Yeah, look at the two initials at the bottom.
Oh, JD.
Oh my God. He fucking strikes again, this little pansy ass bitch. Damn. I still want to make that t-shirt. Hashtag kill motherfucking JD.
Let's see. Napalm Death's name isn't often called when discussing experimental groups. But grindcore pioneers have been in a perpetual state of evolution, even if they don't veer too far from the core ethos. Right.
I mean, they're not squealing like pigs on the record.
Isn't that kind of what grindcore does?
That is what grindcore does, god damn it. What the fuck? These guys have been around since the 80s. Sure as shit would have never, a grindcore in the late 80s would have never sold to anybody.
No.
Anybody that was into like more extreme thrash and a little bit of black metal, death metal, they would have looked at that shit and go, what the fuck is this joke?
Yeah.
Seriously.
See, on Utilitarian, some influences from outside of metal, early Swans and Throbbing Gristle, took root but didn't dominate the new direction and were naturally embedded into songs such as Errors in the Signals and Everyday Pox. On their 14th album, Napalm Death, the rise intense as they've ever been, and quite obviously their catchiest. The tightrope this band has impressively walked for so long.
14 fucking records. 14. And this is what he's got to say. Wait. Okay, hear me out. What if it's not JD writing this, but a monkey the whole time? I'm going to get you, monkey, and I'm going to shove that motherfucking banana so far up your ass, you're going to fucking, I don't know, sneeze fucking banana flavor for the rest of your life. That's what's going to happen.
Monkeys are shown to be fairly intelligent, and I think with a little bit of, Gangis schooling, they could write a better review than JD.
Absolutely. 14 albums. And this is all you have to say about this particular record. That body of work is so big, and even some of the bigger name bands can't say they've had that many studio albums.
Exactly.
14 of them. They've been banging them out since the mid to late 80s. They've been a kind of a heavier, more extreme thrash band. I would say borderline death metal. But it still, their popularity has never gone away. So if they experimented a little bit just to kind of have a fresher sound, that's fine. Right. Why didn't he say that? Tell me he's been listening to a fucking band called Swans.
Who the fuck is that?
Exactly. Nobody. I could definitely tell you who JD's last fucking band influence was. Rubber Ducky, you're the one.
Rubber Ducky, you're the one. You make that fun, lots of fun.
Because he sticks it up his ass. That's why.
Nick,
Quack, quack, motherfucker. Uh-oh. Sorry, folks. I killed Genghis.
On that note, yep. On that note, it's commercial time.
Most deaf. Since it is spooky season, we could not possibly not show you the great new products by our beloved sponsor at Desaia's Creep Shop. And we're back. Are you back, Angus? I want a Cannibal Corpse to do Rubber Ducky. Man, that would be the shit, and Death Clock doing it would be the shit as well. So, definitely on the same wavelength there. So, we got this new show that's about to drop.
We do. We got some new shows, and we got some old shows coming back.
We do.
We do.
It is official. You definitely want to stay tuned in to the Three Witches page so that you can see the new schedule of shows. And one that's going to be coming out next Friday, we were going to try to do it tomorrow, but just didn't feel like we had enough time to promote it just yet. Next Friday, you can most definitely catch yours truly and Brother Gangis here in the midst of the Kitchen Witchin' Hour. We're going to be talking about a lot of awesome fucking horror movies and whipping up some kind of a dish.
I can't do Friday next week.
Fuck! Okay, well, I guess it'll have to be Thursday.
Look at us breaking the schedule already. Aren't we great?
Damn. Just, info I could have used an hour ago. All right. But you can definitely count on the triumphant return of Terrible Tuesday next Tuesday evening, where the three weirdos will be definitely reading your cards so that you can get some fresh perspective as we get closer and closer to the veil being its thinnest and what direction you are moving into this harvest season. Hell yeah. Alrighty then. Fucking A. Look at number 28.
All right. 28. Hell yeah.
Got a good one. Holy shit.
You want it?
Sure. I can do it.
Yeah, it's your turn.
True that. Meshuggah. Meshuggah is fucking synonymous with bad fucking assery. We're talking about the groove that can tickle you so good in your no-no place to your fucking elbows all the way down to your feet with such awesome genty rhythms to just make you sing. Oh my damn. Fucking Meshuggah. So they come in at number 28 The Violent Sleep of Reason from 2016. And let me tell you, it has had an impact on guitarists and drummers so much that that's all that ever gets talked about in so many different. You go online and see all these people, trying to play riffs, create riffs. Every last one of them talks about Meshuggah. Now, I would like to call them the Rush, the heavy metal version of Rush. And that's just what they are. Musically, and of course the voice is way more kick-ass. It's not so high-pitched. So, I mean, it's got grit and everything. So, Meshuggah have experienced a swell over the last decade as the gent genre has come to prominence. That's because they're at the fucking forefront of it.
For sure.
Them and motherfucking Gojira. Talk about the Dream Team tour. Meshuggah and fucking Gojira. That would just make my absolutely. The undisputed leaders of the style authored The Violent Sleep of Reason in 2016, which may prove to be their best album, not named Obscene.
What?
Let me say it again, because that even fucked me up. It says, it proves to be their best album, not named Obscene.
Okay, I get it. That's a different Meshuggah album.
Thought so. That means they just fucking took shit on that record.
They could have said that so much more elegantly, like, proved to be their best album since Obscene.
Agreed.
Something.
Something of the sort, for sure. And it goes on to say, from the earth-cracking opener Clockworks, there's an intangible quality about this record that just seethes with anger and aggression like never before. Isn't that redundant to the point of wanting to just stab a fucking fork in your eye?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Meshuggah!
Exactly.
They're gonna do that. That's what they do.
Yeah.
There is no happy motherfucking tutti frutti dreams in their future. It's just not them. So why even go as far as to say that? Their hammering riffs serve to beat down the listener throughout the album until there's nothing but dust left. Did you really learn anything about this record other than needing a warning label that says handle with care?
No.
I didn't learn shit.
No.
They only referenced one fucking song. One. See, that's another thing. There's an entire record, people. Listen to the whole record. Get the whole picture. Because I guarantee you on this record, there's way more than one fucking track on there that kicks absolute ass.
For sure.
And, I mean, I've even read countless, reviews of the record once it came out. It's so fucking true that from start to finish, it is one hell of a thrill ride.
Absolutely.
Kyler says, I love Gojira. The day I first heard anything about them, I met the drummer and the singer. They were so nice and friendly, and they appreciate how I became a fan that day. Fuck yeah, man. And they're really cool. They're really laid back. Now, guaranteed if you went to a Bieber concert, he'd tell you to go fuck off. Never mind. His 6 fucking henchmen that dwarfs him like a little bitch that he is would say, get away. Stay away, motherfucker. You ain't nobody. Back off. Careful, he might shit. And people are always so quick to say, oh, metal bands, they're so mean. They're so nasty. But yet they come and actually sit with their fans.
Exactly. Not everyone in the rock and metal world is Gene Simmons, okay?
Oh, that's because that guy would sell his grandma for a nickel.
True.
He's all about the dough and ass, and that is it. He doesn't even care about music.
No.
Not to mention he's not a very good bass player. Anyway. So, yeah, another... Oh, now this is hilarious. Number 27. Who were we talking about?
Gojira!
Hello?
All right, number 27 is Gojira, and the album is Magma from 2016.
That was a damn good year for releases.
It definitely was. Oh, here we go again with them taking shits on records.
Gotta love it.
It's hard to believe Gojira could ever create a record as incredible as L'Enfant Sauvage, but then 4 years later they dropped Magma, a heartfelt masterpiece born in tragedy and loss.
Ooh, shocker.
Ooh, yeah. Instead of trying to repeat the same formula from albums prior, the Frenchmen got lower, slower, and more groovy, breathing soulful depth into every note and fill. This was also the first time Joe Duplantier delivered clean vocals, adding dimension and passion to the record's already emotional tone.
Okay, so the only thing I learned was there was a few moments there throughout the record where he just regularly sang instead of did his usual growl. Okay, what about the rest of it?
Exactly.
Guys, this is another fucking band example, especially one of the best genty bands out there, where their intricate fucking rhythmic genting is just top fucking notch. And let's not forget this one. Their last record outsold any other genre of music in the United fucking States. Mm-hmm. And this is what you have to say about Gojira. You'd have to get a fucking dump truck just to pick up one of their balls of their nutsack and hoist it in the air and say, God damn, this is great. I'm serious, man. Get that. Come on. Seriously.
You know what? I'm fucking letting him out of the cage. That's all there is to it.
Oh, man. I could feel the ground shaking. Again and again until you get your shit straight. Fuck. That is one record. Any of them from this last decade of the 2010s. Get those Gojira records and Meshuggahs. Man, I'm telling you, it is top fucking notch shit, and it's really awesome. They love what they do, and they hone their craft like they fucking should. Mm-hmm. Yes. Let's see here. Rebecca, hello, says, I'd be at a CD release, but make sure. Okay. Never mind. I thought it had something to do with what we were talking about. Never mind. But hello. Talks amongst yourselves. All right. This next band, I really don't have much to say about Rivers of Nihil.
Me neither.
Other than they make a big old fucking deal that it's a doom band playing with a little bit of jazz influence. Big whoop-de fucking do.
Yeah.
It's been done. Yeah. Who cares? They have saxophones in there. Sabbath did it first.
Exactly.
They did that on the Never Say Die record, 1979. Look it up. So, in other words, if you're like into mood metal, that would be the one for you.
Yeah. This next one, on the other hand.
Okay.
You can definitely take this one. At least it's a good band.
It's a good band, but things have gotten very sour. No pun intended. Little Stone Sour. Go for it, Dan.
All right, and we are talking about Slipknot. We Are Not Your Kind from 2019. All right, and let's see what they say about it. When it comes to year-end lists charting the best metal tracks of 2019, expect We Are Not Your Kind lead single Unsainted to be right up there. Among the finest songs Slipknot have ever put their name to, it's pure cathartic aggression delivered in typically anthemic fashion.
Disagree?
Yeah. No.
There was nothing more anthemic than fucking what was it? Heretic Anthem. That one was by far a better song, better written, and stomped a whole fucking mud puddle in your ass. Now, don't get me wrong, this song is good, but it just doesn't hit hard. It sounds like they were actually trying too hard. That's just my opinion.
Excuse me. There's more to We Are Not Your Kind than that one song, though. Nero Forte is a subtly groove-laden metal rager, while the likes of Soulwave First find Slipknot on typically anarchic form. It all adds up to an album that's a fine reminder just how great of a band Slipknot are.
For a minute there, I thought we had JD, but it's actually JR.
I mean, R&D are pretty close to each other on the keyboard. You might have made a typo.
Yeah, I think. For sure. I mean, come the fuck on, people. Yeah. This was not Slipknot's finest hour. This was not a triumph. This was not, after a very hard-fought 10-year, whatever, at this point it was 2019. So 20-year career, this was not a triumph for them.
No.
You could clearly tell that every time fucking Corey Taylor goes and does one of his little melodic shoobadoos, he comes back with the same fucking pop nut that he got from that and injects it into what Slipknot does.
Yeah.
Not his best. I'm sorry. I cannot agree with that. So it definitely sounded like this guy was slobbing the knob on the Corey train.
Yeah,
I don't know. If you're a Slipknot fan out there, you love the album, great. And for some people that maybe didn't discover their original stuff from the old days, probably don't realize how much heavier they were. And just as explosive, but I don't know, better written. That's just me.
No, I definitely agree.
I'm not trying to shit on nobody. It's just, I don't think it was the best. Number 24. All right. When a band drops a record for the first time in 20 years, literally, I might add, it could either be a complete masterpiece or a total disaster. Okay, now, first of all, I think we all know this. If a band's last great effort was 20 goddamn years ago, you don't know what you're going to get. You got a 50-50 chance of it sucking or fucking, one or the other. So, we're talking about the band Sleep. And this album was 2018 called The Sciences. Now, the band name Sleep, you hear that, you automatically fucking know that they are the top psychedelic stoner band, literally, of all time. Stoner rock / doom / they're not even really sludgy. They're just kind of like the doom version of Led Zeppelin. That is the way I would like to give my introduction on that, because it's exactly what it reminds me of, as probably most people. All right, Kyler, we'll see you soon, brother.
Absolutely.
Let's see here. The Sciences proves itself to be the former and absolutely crushing opus from start to finish from doom metal giants Sleep. The record picks up right where 1993's Holy Mountain left off. Oh, well, Holy Mountain, holy shit! Their last record was in 1993.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
And they come back and just dominate with this record. You know, I almost wonder if this was their plan to stay, you know, I don't know, become a cult classic like a film. You know what I mean? What other band do you know that dies right after a successful fucking record? It's probably, I think it was their debut, if I'm not mistaken, and kills it.
Yeah.
Oh, delivering masterful riffs, deep low tones, and plenty of weed worship. So they like to smoke the wacky tobacco. Who gives a flying fuck? Yeah, they do reference it a lot in their music because, I don't know, that's their fucking shit. That's what they enjoy.
Right.
And let's face it, they don't call it stoner metal for nothing.
Exactly.
For fuck's sake, Sabbath had a song called Sweet Leaf, which was absolute worship of the fucking leaf. So,
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Just the way the Weedians like it. Wow. All right. I think we got time for at least maybe two or three more.
All right. I'll let you take the next one if I can have the one after it.
Okay. I kind of had a feeling you might look at this one and go, I don't know. Well,
Vaguely familiar.
this is okay. So many people have heard of what is known as mathcore or math metal, whatever you want to call it. I call it intelligent metal. That they must have went to music school and honed their craft and just know how to fuck around with time signatures, different rhythm changes, all the while being a very heavy extreme band. Okay? I'm talking about the Dillinger Escape Plan. So, and this is very true, this first sentence here, I'm actually shocked. They had an original thought that makes sense. That Dillinger Escape Plan is very much like Death, the originators of death metal. Because Death wasn't afraid to show their musical prowess. They knew their instruments inside and out, had excuse me, the right people to play it. So it reminds us of, let's say, Symbolic or Spiritual Healing, or Spiritual Healer. Well, whichever one that, I forget the actual title, but still, it says theirs is a perfection, yet if you stack their first release against their last, they sound completely different. Duh! They're going to sound different because they fuck around too much. Straight up. So, with that in mind, it says in that sense, it's one of us is the killer is their Symbolic. Okay. Anyway, that's just, they're still comparing them to Death. Let's actually talk about the fucking record. Each album from the band sees new experimentations, blah, blah, blah. Second to last offering takes all of the technical and jazzy elements of the past, here's a big word for you, and juxtaposes them into their most methodical and refined opus. Why can't these writers use pure fucking English? instead of big words that nobody really gives a fuck about?
That's a good fucking question.
It's annoying as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what they said there is that they took a lot of their past influences and infused it into their new influences on this goddamn record. So that's why it sounds different. Oh! How fucking simple is that? Come on!
Yeah.
Ah. Most bands start to fizzle out toward the end of their careers, but Dillinger only grew stronger. Fact of the matter is, folks, if you're not growing as a band, you're not going to stay together, and it's not going to sound good.
No.
People aren't going to like it because they know it's recycled shit.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
All right, on to the next one. This is a band I really fucking like.
Nice.
I definitely really liked their album that came out, I think it was last year.
Okay.
Anyway, the band is Architects, and the album is Holy Hell from 2018. Yada, yada, yada. Of course, I have to start it off with band drama. Yada, yada. The guitarist died from cancer.
Which is sad.
That is definitely very sad. However,
Does that have to do with the album?
Yeah. And that's all they're talking about. All the powerful, complex emotions brought on by their friend's untimely departure found their way into every corner of this record, which is undoubtedly what made it one of the most highly regarded releases of the year. Every moment is sincere and devastating, and one couldn't imagine a better eulogy.
Did the band actually say that in an interview? I don't think as a band that they would say anything like that other than, we think that our, former guitar player would really be proud of this record.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't write the record to make everybody go, "Oh." It's just what came out. It's like a festering boil on the ass of humanity. It's just got to pop. And it did. So, but what they're missing, though, is that fans really loved that record. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think they sat there and go, let's write this album as a eulogy for our friend. No, that is not what happened. They just went on and tried to do the best they could do in a new situation and hoped that he dug it. And I'm sure wherever he is, he most definitely did.
For sure.
I know a little bit about this next band, but not much.
Same. I've heard a couple of their songs, but I'm not like, I couldn't tell you one thing about them.
So we'll do this one. Let me see. Let me look at no. Let's end on number 20. End on number 20. And I will let you do it. I will let you do it.
Okay. Number 20, Rammstein from 2019. Let's see. I don't know if that's true or not. First thing I say there, is that true?
There were rumors.
There's always fucking rumors.
I mean, at one point, everyone thought Till was happy doing his poetry thing. He went off and did his little side project, Lindemann, and all that. Naturally, these stupid fucking pig fucks naturally think that the band's going to break up.
I mean, that's no different than, I don't fucking know. some dick fuck from some band drinks a Coke, so the entire internet hates Pepsi.
Right.
People just
I mean, they didn't talk like that.
Fill in the blanks for bullshit. Create
Right.
controversy.
And nobody even said anything like that about when Sleep went on a 20-year hiatus.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, because the first thing I said here is a decade-long standstill nearly broke Rammstein up for good, but a German industrialist persevered and crafted an album unlike any other in their catalog. Oh no, this is JD. Oh no.
About that.
Let's face it, this group has always been more hit-oriented than rewarding a full-length listen. But that's changed entirely on their 2019 record, which was rumored to be their last. Hit-oriented? What the fuck are you talking about?
That has never been the case. They have always been a full-length band. There's not a single Rammstein album that I never listened to song track one to the very end. So this guy's obviously not a Rammstein fan.
I've got one exception to that, and that's just on their first record. All the fucking screaming baby noises at the end of one of the songs drives me up the fucking wall. Anyway, that's not the point.
But that was their first record, you know.
Yeah. What's most rewarding is the resounding identity of each song, from the cinematic splendor of All-Timer Deutschland to the cheery hooks of Radio and Auslander to the flattening aggression of Puppe, and on to the subdued nature of Was ist Liebe or the Kraftwerk-influenced Weitweg. If this is Rammstein's final bow from the studio, all we can do is stand up and applaud.
Fuck you, JD.
Fuck you, JD.
Right to the go dance.
No,
not at all.
He completely fucking missed the mark with that one. That was horrible.
Yeah, and he obviously probably misled a ton of people reading his fucking dribble. Because that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. They still are not rumored to this day to not do any more records. So,
especially since they put one out this year.
Exactly. And it's quite possible they wrote more while they were on the road.
Yeah.
I digress. That's the best we can get from JD. Well, absolutely. So, thank you all so much out there in Three Witches Land for joining us tonight. Don't change that channel, because in about 15 minutes, me and Jason Voorhees himself are going to sit down and have a fantastic convo about his new film, Vengeance 2 Bloodlines.
Absolutely.
And how it is just tearing up the fucking underground indie circuits as we speak, and all the good shit. If you love Jason Voorhees and you're a huge fan of the Friday the 13th franchise, tune in at 9:30 CST, of course. All right. So thank you all so much, and we will definitely be back next week, which will be on Mondays.
Yes.
From here on out. And you can always guaranteed to have our two ugly mugs right here to make you fucking laugh.
Exactly.
As always, as you lay your head down to get ready for the intermission,
Yeah.
stay heavy.